This is Jackie, and I am here with Gracie. Your album, Misfortunately, comes out June 26th.
Mhm.
How does that title, I know it's a title of one of your songs, but how does
Yes.
that title also just represent where you are musically right now?
Yeah. It kind of encapsulates the whole theme of the album. The song specifically is about the breakup that I wrote really most of the album about, but it is kind of more all encompassing. So it kind of thematically sums up the album. And it kind of also represents, I don't know, my take on circumstances I feel everything very intensely. And I think I find myself in interesting situations because I have a strong personality. And I think it's all encompassing and kind of encapsulates the theme of the album. But I think we'll take it and run with it. And it's a fun title.
It is, for sure. And listening to most of the tracks that you've released, I can't help but wonder, you know, how liberating was this album for you? It feels like, kind of dealing with the past and moving
Yes.
forward.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It was the first time I was really kind of given the outlet and given permission to share stories I've experienced. A lot of those songs I wrote like 4 years ago and was never able to share them or to kind of tell my story. And to me, it's like the period at the end of a sentence of like finally getting to say what I went through or what I experienced and like be heard and understood. I found a lot of times like we just did a little tour. I got to do some of the songs from the album, and like a lot of the people I was opening for another artist, and a lot of the people hadn't heard my songs before, but like connecting with people, like them hearing it for the first time and realizing that they relate to me through whatever story I'm telling. It's like the most special thing in the world. Like they went through something similar and we get to like connect on that. So, yeah.
Was it difficult to be so honest and raw with your lyrics, or is that always sort of who you are as a songwriter?
I'm glad you gave options. I think that's like always who I've been, even as a person. So I think who I am as a songwriter is I want that to be like cohesive and to be the same with who I am as a person. So yeah, I think I never really had another option in my head of like who I wanted to be as a songwriter. I've always been very blunt and honest and like I want to say my piece most of the time. So
But I
yeah,
feel
I
like
think it was natural.
to be fair, the especially female, but not just female, but I feel like a lot of female songwriters and artists who are the most honest
Hmm.
are the ones that people connect with the most, to your point
Yeah.
before, and the people who like really stand out versus I
Yeah.
can sing a song that like everyone relates to, but like there's not a lot of substance behind. I think fans kind of
Yeah.
hear that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like things everyone's thinking, or people have experienced these things and they're afraid to talk about it, or they feel like they don't have. My dad's a songwriter and he always talks about writing songs being like as a listener finding the perfect Hallmark card that says exactly what you need it to say. So being that, like being the Hallmark card for people, just telling my story and what I went through, but there's people who have been through the same situation and they find a song that I wrote and they're like, oh, that's what I've been trying to say. I think it's really special. So I think I'll always want to be that person that says the thing that people are afraid to say because they're all thinking it.
Yeah, I think that's very fair to say. What sort of musical influences were you pulling from? Because I can assume, but I'd rather hear it from you.
I would love to hear your assumptions.
Well, you tell me first, and then I'll
Okay, okay,
tell
okay,
you.
okay, okay. Um, we pulled a lot. Okay, guitar specifically, we did like octaves on everything, which to me was very like My Chemical Romance. I'm not okay. Guitars, love, 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 love. Paramore is obviously a huge inspiration to me. Yeah. Since I was 11, that's been like one of my number one inspirations. Their first few albums and then everything they've done after, just like pushing boundaries and doing unexpected things, I think is really cool and inspiring to me. Um, oh, musical inspirations. My producer, he drums on all of it. He's a huge Blink 182 fan. So drums, if we're getting specific on inspirations, there's a lot of different things we pull from. And then also just the era in general of like early 2000s rock and pop punk and also pop, just like all of the different things.
Well, and that's interesting because I don't think of Tooth and Nail Records as like a place where pop music comes from.
I know, yeah.
So it's so cool because I did hear a lot of like Paramore references, and to your
Yeah.
point with the drums, I was like, there's some really cool patterns that are going on that didn't seem like I could really pinpoint. And it
Yeah.
was just kind of, you were used to chorus or verse, chorus, or whatever, but there was just some really cool things that were going
Yeah.
on that were just really, really fun and interesting to listen to. And
Thank
I
you.
was like, I'm
Yeah.
not sure where we got, it's like, I don't know where that influence came
Yeah.
from, but it was just,
Well,
it's really
I feel
interesting.
like I'm inspired by all kinds of music. Like I listen to all kinds of music. I feel like at my core, of course, I love, like I said, Paramore being like a number one inspiration for me from when I was 11. Like that kind of was always there. And Demi Lovato, when she came out when I was like 9, oh my, that was everything to me. So that kind of being the through line for me, but also I feel like pop, like incorporating that kind of frees you to experiment with all these different sounds. And I definitely don't want to be nailed down to one specific sound for the rest of my life. So I feel like if I start with this, like, hey, we have a little freedom to kind of pull these different inspirations, then I'm free to like grow without people saying, well, your first album was this way, but just rather like having something for everybody, you know?
And pop really also means just popular. So that can
Yeah,
change
exactly.
as far as the genre from time to time. So that
Yeah.
absolutely works. You mentioned performing earlier as well. Where in the process, whether it's songwriting, recording, or performing, do you get like the most catharsis and release from?
That's such a good question. All of it, there's different like releases for different parts of the phase. I feel like the writing process of it all is super cathartic because it's like, I don't know, you're expressing it for the first time. A lot of times I'm learning things about myself as I'm writing a song. Um, so that's always really special. And there's different ways I write too, whether it's a co-write or if I'm writing by myself. Sometimes different things come out of me in different scenarios. But like I love the creation process of it all and like being there for the production and like watching all these sounds, like watching the song come to life is so special. But then there is nothing like singing the songs live and watching people light up because either they know the song and there's like 10 people in the audience who know the words and they're singing it and that's like everything to me, or people hearing it for the first time and lighting up because they feel like they can finally connect with somebody or they can finally relate to something that someone's saying. It's also special to me, but those are the different reasons why. Like I love the live performance because I love getting to connect with people and be understood. I'm super big on, I hate, like, honestly, toxic trait of mine, and it causes problems in my life, is I hate being misunderstood. So, which I feel like is pretty common, but I can tend to over explain myself in a lot of like relational circumstances. So for me, being understood in that moment, and then also watching that person feel like they're being understood, that is so special to me.
That's that's a unique trait to have, to be able to understand people and then want to share that with
Yeah,
others.
it's so
Um,
special.
how does your recent single Hot Air Balloon showcase your overall sound? Because I feel like that one, while sonically it's the same, the message kind of seems to shift.
It's a little happier, huh?
A
That
little bit,
is,
yeah.
yeah, it is the final track on the album. So I wanted everything to end because I wanted everything to end on like an elevated, happier note. I know the whole album is telling like a heavier story, but I am such a believer in like not ever staying in a low place. So yeah, I feel everything very intensely. I think I said that before. And like because of that, there's a lot of low lows and there's a lot of high highs. And I think that's really important in just the human experience is feeling everything to the fullest extent you can because we have all these feelings and these emotions for a reason. And why would we neglect them to not live life to the fullest extent? So like in these low lows, I never want to stay there to miss out on the high places. So yeah, I think it's just like symbolically it is the elevated place at the end of a really, really dark tunnel. It's the light at the end. And yeah, I think that's why that's there, and that's why the album ends with that. I hope that it gives a little hope to people.
Yeah, I think otherwise, without it, I think the album could. Now I haven't heard every song, but I've heard the seven you've released. But I
Yes.
think like without that song, it would feel more like an emo record. Not
Yeah.
that that's a bad thing, but I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
think that that song really does have a place of like, yeah, I went through some bad stuff, but it's not permanent.
Totally. Yeah. And I feel like it does that thing like we're talking about with like the pop through line. It opens up like I don't ever want to make a move that people will expect from me. I want to keep people like excited and anticipating whatever's going to happen next instead of just doing the thing that makes sense. So I feel like it does leave that statement kind of open ended. Like people won't know what to expect next, which is really exciting to me because also like I don't know what to expect next, you know?
That's fair. If there was one song that you could pick for a new listener who's watching this video, what's the one song you would want them to hear first?
Sucker.
And why is that? That's a good one.
Sucker is my probably my favorite. My favorite or second favorite on the album besides the title track. It is a satirical song about vampires in movies. And if you're a Twilight fan, this one's for you. If you're a Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, this one's for you. It is I feel like it's just a comedic take on like why women are attracted to vampires in movies and how that translates to real life. Because we're all I feel like we all fall prey to a parasite at one point in our lives. But it's just a big like sarcastic, I don't know, it's just funny and it's true and it's honest. But yeah, and I love the sound too. That one sonically is like my favorite on the track. It's so fun to do live too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
good one. I do recommend that. And with each of the songs that you've released so far, there's been a visualizer video, which is not like
Mhm.
an official music video, but it's not an
Mhm.
official music video.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what role do you see music videos having in 2026 when we haven't had a channel in a long time?
Yeah. I we're about to film a music video, like a real one. Because I know I've done the visualizers and they're so cool. And I think that gives people, I mean, everyone's listening to music on every platform now. So like people who don't have streaming platforms, a lot of times they're going to YouTube to listen to music. I've gotten comments on my page, like people asking me to put this song on YouTube because that's where they listen to music. So I feel like that honestly lives to be a resource in that space. But as far as music videos go, it is like my dream. It's my music videos are such a dream for me. I mean, as far as artistry goes, I feel like that is a part of it. And like, I don't know, like, Sabrina Carpenter's videos are so elaborate and like they're like little movies, kind of in the way that Michael Jackson would do his music videos, like these big elaborate short films, except hers aren't as long. But yeah, I don't know. That's so fun to me, and it's such an extension of artistry. So we're planning one literally this week. We're doing a music video, and it was such a quick turnaround. We weren't planning on doing them yet. We were waiting till the fall to film some videos. And my label was like, hey, like, what if we had a video ready for album release day? And I said, this was Thursday, by the way. And the day that we had to film was this Wednesday. So less than a week of turnaround, like less than a week to get everything worked out and filmed. And I said, okay, like maybe I'm up for the challenge. So we, by the grace of God, we have everything has fallen into place. We've gotten everything ready. We have a director, we have a film crew, we have like everything ready to go. So I mean, as elaborate as we can make it, as fun and expressive. Yeah, I'm not gonna give away any details, but
Can you tell
it's
us
all
which
very
song?
exciting. Sorry?
Can you tell us which song?
I can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will. I'll tell you, but then I won't tell you the one that we're gonna do in the fall because I want it to be a surprise.
Deal.
Um, it's the title track. We're doing Misfortunately video.
Okay, very cool.
I wish I could tell you all the details, but I feel like I feel like my team would be like, why'd you do that?
Well, we don't want you to get in trouble. It'll make us keep refreshing so we can
Yeah.
watch it. That's
It's
totally
gonna be
fair.
so fun. I will say it will be very dramatic. and there will be a lot going on visually. And I want that to be the case. I want it to be like you can't look away. So yeah, I'm excited.
With all of the fake content and AI slop that's out there, how do you cut through that noise and be like, no,
Mhm.
this is really me, this is who I am, and this is what
Yeah.
you get?
Good question. I try to just stay so far away from it. Yeah. I'm scared of like, I feel like everybody is right now. Even like reposting something that you don't know is AI or whatever. I don't know. I try, like, the last thing I want to do is get canceled for anything. Also, I'm just so not like a supporter of AI music specifically really gets to me. The fact that people can just type in lyrics and then everything is produced and everything. I'll have like family members and I love them. So if they're watching this, I love you. But they will like send me a cover of a song and they'll be like, "Oh my god, this guy, like his voice is amazing." And I scroll down and it's AI. And I
Wow.
have to break it to them. Now, mind you, they're like in their 60s. So the family members. So maybe it's harder to be aware sometimes at certain points in your life, but it is everywhere. And it's like I think the best thing we can do is make something AI maybe can't replicate and be as honest and raw and as expressive as possible. I think hearing humanity in music is really important right now, especially with AI on the rise and everything. I think that's why like house shows are coming back and like garage bands and like the raw gritty feeling of like real live music. um we started working on a second album, which is really exciting. We just couldn't stop writing. And the goal for that album is we did a few songs this way on my album, the one that's coming out. But we want to track everything live in a studio. So what we've done before is my producer has a home studio and you'll track the instruments individually, which is still amazing and fun and beautiful. And I get to be there to hear everything being played and it's a dream. But what we want to do, which we did on a few tracks on the last project, we want to track everything with the whole band in the same studio at the same. So we'll rent out a bigger studio and everyone will be playing together and kind of feeding off of each other's energy. And it is just, and you can like catch little yells in the mic and like it's just so fun and raw and real. Um, yeah, I think rock music is going to have its day. I mean, it's always been here, but I think it's going to be on a much elevated platform now with the rise of everything being AI because it is so raw and honest and human.
Yeah, I do think that that's one of the things, at least for now, that AI can't replicate are like
Yeah.
the real imperfections, the real honesty, and stuff like that.
Yes.
So bring it on. I'm
Yeah.
all for that. How do you handle social media when not only is there AI, but you have new music coming out, and it's got to be hard to not feel like a commercial all the time.
Yes. Ugh. Social media promotion is like my least favorite thing in the world, but like it's like a requirement now. It's like a part of the job. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. But then at the same time, I think I just get in my own head because, okay, I have a lot of artist friends or just artists that I follow. And when I see people posting like the same video with the same audio over and over again, I'm out. Like I can't keep up with it. So I try my best to, if there is promotion in my content or whatever, which obviously there is, making it visually interesting or different than the last thing and not being so repetitive and monotonous because it is a bore. But I totally get in my head because I haven't gotten a single comment from anybody saying that I'm like promoting too much or like this feels like a commercial or whatever, which is great. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think as an artist, I look at other artists and I think, ugh, I don't want to feel like I'm begging people to stream my music. I don't want it to feel like a beg or like I'm, wanting people to pay attention to what I'm doing. Like I don't want to feel like I'm asking too hard. I think I just want it to like exist organically and for people to find it, but it's so hard to like figure out that balance. Um, but yeah, like I love social media for connecting with people and like keeping up with my friends and just sharing my life. But when it comes to promotion, it does feel so robotic sometimes. So I think from here on out, just like trying to share it in a way that I would share anything else going on in my life, I think is kind of how I'm trying to go about it.
That makes sense.
It's a messy slop of so many things out there.
Well, 2026 is very messy. It
hmm
just is.
hmm
What does success look and feel like for you this year?
A good question. Um, I don't know. I think connecting with more people in my songs, like I talked about singing live and connecting with people. I think finding an audience that like what I'm saying resonates with them and we can connect. I think just like finding my people, I think would be really special for me this year. And that doesn't have to be on like some grand scale, but just like finding people who feel what I'm saying and connect with what I'm saying. And getting to continue to do that, getting to continue to say what I feel like I need to say and hopefully help people along the way say what they feel like. I mean, that's the whole point of it for me. Like, above any selfish reason, above any like, oh, I want to say this or I want to do that, like my number one dream would be to help people through whatever I'm doing or whatever I've been through. Because I'm a big believer in the fact that like I didn't go through any of what I went through for nothing. There's so many people who are going through similar things and need to feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So I think getting to continue, yeah, getting to just keep doing it and connecting with people,
So
whatever that looks like.
yeah, and I mean, I think that has so many possibilities. So
Yeah.
that should be exciting.
Yeah.
You got the album coming out, you're still working on new music. What's up next, or what does the rest of this year look like for you?
There's a lot going on. We're working on a Christmas project, which is gonna be fun. Everybody loves Christmas. I'm like, I would love to make something for everybody. So we're gonna do some covers, like Christmas covers, and you have to start working on that in the summertime. So that's like July, Christmas in July. And we're doing some other super secret projects that I don't know if I should talk about. Maybe I can. We're doing some covers and I think we're doing like 3. We're gonna release some videos and stuff, but like it's so much filming and tracking things, and I really like. I feel like writing time for the next album, those days are kind of few and far between, really, until the fall. And then music videos in the fall. Hopefully, God willing, we're hoping to get on more tours in the fall. That would be super fun. And we just got off of a tour, like I said, and you miss it. It's like it's over and you're like, oh, I miss that stinky van.
I can't relate, but I bet everything but the stinky van is fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Gracie. Stay tuned for much more from Gracie. Misfortunately comes out June 26th, and
Yes.
clearly a lot more to come. So thank you very much.